Welcome to the show. My name's Marc, and when you see me surrounded by musical type things, clearly about to sing for you, well, that's about the only appropriate time left that you can refer to me as Marc with a C. In fact, it'd be kind of weird if you didn't, but I'm here to sing for you, play some songs, maybe tell a few stories. But I think what I'm most excited about is that I think that you and I have built a really cool show together. Let's have some fun today. Every child's a great artist until someone says they're not. Adults who say that shit to kids are just mad they missed their shot. You can't please everyone, please don't try. I can't promise it'll be easy or ever be alright, but since the world's gonna kick the shit out of you, just remember that all you have to do is outlive all the people who kick the dreams right out of you. Every child is innocent until we decide we're not. Now personally, I trust a 4-year-old over anybody working any ballot box, cause they don't care who made my clothes or if I put glitter on my face. I guarantee they don't give a shit what's between y'all's legs. The world's gonna kick the shit out of you, so remember that all you have to do is outlive all the people who will kick the dreams right out of you. Kids aren't scared of books. Kids aren't scared of drag. Kids get scared of clowns sometimes, but we've never enacted a seltzer ban. And I don't make the rules, but one could say I never grew up. And I'm closer to childlike innocence than any of those fascist fucks. And the world's gonna kick the shit out of you. Remember, all you've gotta do is outlive the people who are gonna kick those dreams right out of you. Yeah, the world's gonna kick the shit out of you, so remember that all you have to do is outlive all the people who kick the dreams right out of you. Oh, the world's gonna kick the shit out of you. Remember that all you have to do is outlive all the people who kick the dreams right out of you. Now, don't take this personal. I need some space to even be personable. First ask yourself what I might really know about you. Cause hell, there's barely anyone that I know. When you want space for yourself, folks say that can't be it, it must be something else. Well, if it is, then who gives a shit? What of it? Who made this your business? When you judge me when I don't let you in. Well, since that's gonna be the case, and I'm damned either way, that is not a conversation. I don't have a say about my friends list. There's people I don't know on all my friends list, folks that I met after shows, and it doesn't mean I know them at all. Besides, they might not like me that much. I tried to make some friends and they didn't like me much. After my heart was invested, I tried, but it never failed. I would find out each and every time that I could not be who they want. So since that's gonna be the case, and I'm damned either way, that is not I don't know on every friends list. They're folks that I met after shows, and it doesn't mean I like you at all. But if it's gotta be the case, and I'm damned either way, that is not a conversation. I don't have a say about my friends list. I like you, but it's my friends list. You're cool, but that's my friends list. Do I miss my friends list? It's just a friends list. Half liked by those who know me, half known by the folks who like me. Half drawn into quarters, quarters half withdrawn. I gotta rip this blanket from my mouth. You can't tell all the secrets will get out. We protect the ones who hurt us most of all. And they know. Have you ever been certain that you couldn't live? Or did you ever change your mind about the thing that I just said? In about an instant, only for it to be met with indifference. Did you ever beat your own disabilities? Did you ever have a secret you just couldn't tell? Cause you'll only give blame for what they did, but you held tight so well. So you hold on tighter just to have one. Any type of support system. I gotta rip this blanket from my mouth. You can't tell or the secrets will get out. We protect the ones who hurt us most of all. Tired of being half of everything. 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 Or maybe I'm just early to be one with everything. Hey there, my name's Marc with a C. Thank you so much for wanting to be part of a Marc with a C. Anything. It's so much better when you're here. I hope you'll agree. So I got a bang-up show, I think, in store for you today. So let's not dilly-dally. Okay, I've just finished a trilogy, but here's the weird part. Shooting this show on February 23rd of 2024. And it doesn't come out for like 7 more days. So I feel like I shouldn't overdo it with songs from the last part of the trilogy, which is called Flowers for Analog. What's the name of the whole trilogy? Flowers for Analog, because I'm difficult. The first record in that trilogy was Thanatophobia. Played a few songs from that. Half of Everything and Friends List. But I opened the show with one from Flowers for Analog called The World's Gonna Kick the Shit Out of You, because the world's gonna kick the shit out of you. Also, the world kicked the shit out of me, and if it stops, I'll let you know. you'll see me writing songs about that. Like, hey, the world stopped kicking my ass. What the hell? I think I deserve an ass kicking. Right? So, for many years, I was a persona. Well, when you saw me, I was. And now, this is phase 2. That began on February 22nd of 2022. So I guess, happy day after Thanatophobia Day to all that celebrate. Thanatophobia was the first record of phase 2, and it couldn't have been more different from pretty much anything I'd ever released to the public. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the ensuing trilogy. I'm going to play a bunch of songs from it today, and I'm going to play some older tunes too, because I'm not a monster, and I know that I made music long before 2022. As a matter of fact, I portrayed that persona for 21 years. It's been weird learning how to be myself, just regular old gender fluid Marc. When I sing songs, when I play for people, that doesn't mean bad, just a little bit different. So here are sort of the two sides of phase 1, so we can get a little bit of a crash course on that. I'm going to play you two of what I understand as the more popular Marc with a C songs. Two of them. See, I'm the rare person that, I think if you perform in public at all, you have to have at least an iota of a narcissistic tendency, because otherwise, if you just want to create, ain't nobody saying you got to put it out. Nobody's saying you got to monetize it. So, there is a little ego present, but not when I'm writing. So, I'm going to tell you two songs that I learned that people enjoy. Because unless someone makes it real clear to me, I think everything's a flop. It's probably a symptom of being bipolar, I'm sure. Probably got a lot to do with my anxiety. And maybe a little to do with, all that bullying that we all dealt with on the playground. But this is 2024, and I won't be on a playground for a long time, other than, to pick up my son. Probably. Two sides of what that persona was. Here you go. This is a song that I made up for myself on a rotten day. I really didn't plan to put it out. I recorded the demo on a 4-track. It was a cassette 4-track, and it was kind of lucky that it even worked and held out for the entirety of that. And if it hadn't, I don't know, this song could have been lost to the winds of time. But that demo came out on a charity EP to raise money for a friend of mine with cystic fibrosis. Her name's Aubrey, and she's amazing. But there were a few misunderstandings along the way. A few people went, well, is this song about Aubrey? And I'm like, not really. So what's it about? And I'm like, do you really need to know? And anyways, it's not that I was planning on leaving the song for dead. I just wasn't putting that much stock into it. I went, I like it, but that doesn't mean anybody else will. Nothing about this yells single, but what it especially yelled to me, this song, was, this is not what people come to the act Marc with a C to hear, to experience. Just because you like it does not mean it needs to be part of Marc with a C, right? That was what I was telling myself the whole time. That's from the Obscurity trilogy, and of course, the last album in that trilogy reveals the title, because that album's called Obscurity. But to make that album fulfilled a lifelong dream. I got to go to Canada and work with the producer of my dreams, Jordan Zadarozny. But as we were going through the material for that last album in the trilogy, and he was making some decisions that at the time I was like, okay, but I trust you implicitly, and I did, and that was for the best. He made great choices, but this was one of two songs that he figuratively twisted my arm about, like, no, Marc, you have to put this on the record. This has to be there. And I was like, why? Do you just like it? And he's like, no, this is there. This is part of what you're doing. This is the center of this concept. And I was going, oh, okay. So I was like, okay, we'll put it in the middle of the record. Put it out. Then somebody kind of twisted my arm to make it a music video, which ultimately makes it a single. And then it didn't do so well. Or so I thought. Until a phone call comes to alert me, by a journalist, by the way, that I am on the Grammy ballot because of this song. This song, shortlisted Grammy. I'm like, what? I've spent my whole life doing everything I can to not be noticed by the music industry, those soul suckers. And they found me anyways? Shit, I'm kind of flattered, actually. So listen, if me and my DIY ass that writes all this absurd shit can get noticed by people who don't notice things, who forget to even look at what's really happening today for music, if they can notice me somehow, I guess that was kind of my day. So there ain't no chance that they can't be your days too. It's coming. Here's a song about it. You won't be jumping out of your skin forever. Pretty soon the jitters have gotta go away. Things can't always feel so damn untethered. Pretty soon it might just be okay. Oh, it's tough to say, and it sounds so cliche, like a rhyme scheme that goes A. You can use this song like lingerie. You can stain it up once and throw it away, but one of these are gonna be your day. Look at your pulse and really think about it. Just a few beeps and then a slow decay. You can search in vain for angioscopics, but you're more than just an alphanumeric display. Oh, it's tough to say, and it sounds so cliche, in this rhyme scheme that goes A. But when Gilmore led the Floyd Brigade, they still got on the turning away. So one of these is gonna be your day. Most of what we know is temporary. Just a few sleeps and some bad dwindles away. You can search for islands that you don't get, or you can be your own Daniel Faraday. I know it's tough to say, and it sounds so cliche, like a rhyme scheme that goes A. If you're in a hole you didn't make, well maybe it's just special K, and one of these are gonna be your day. One of these are gonna be your day. Breaking all the rules, fucking shit up old school. I work down at the car wash, I drink each day at work, a few shots of black velvet, I get the cars all wet. I'm a drummer in a local cover band. My mom wants me to move out of her garage this year, but she don't understand that I make the audience cheer. Rockin', motherfucking roll, hoist your beers in the air. I don't mind Freebird for the encore. Let's do the time warp again. Our group is named Banshee Loves Slaves and Heat, and we don't do drum solos, but that wasn't up to me. I think our singer is a genius in disguise. We've been at it since discussing Kiss back in junior high. Oh, he's just like Jim Morrison with a beer gut to match. He sings just like Axl Rose. Watch the audience clap when he sings rock and motherfucking roll. Hoist your beers in the air. I don't mind Freebird for the encore. Let's do the time warp again. Oh, Henry Rollins once said that there's nothing sadder than a 40-year-old drummer in a local cover band, while nowadays old Hank can only sell his records to Aging punkers that still sport their black flag tattoos, who won't admit that now their tattoos are looking pretty dumb. Cause whenever we play Skinner, all the hipsters sing along, and they sing rock and motherfucking roll, and they hoist their beers in the air. I don't mind Freebird for the encore. Let's do the time warp again. Now I've thought about settling down and meeting a nice gal, but she won't understand all of my Journey decals, nor the drumsticks that I once had signed by Mr. Peter Criss. I'm not looking for a miss, right? But right now I take a near miss. Things get pretty lonely here in my mom's garage, and drunk classic rock fans only take a man so far. So rock and motherfucking roll. Hoist your beers in the air. Oh my God, when did I get so old? Fuck it, let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Yeah, yeah. Oh, let's do the time warp again. So that one's called Drunk Classic Rock Fans. It's from an album called Normal Bias. I believe that came out in 2006. However, believe it or not, there were people in, I guess what you could call the inner circle at the time, who were begging me not to put that song out and not put it on Normal Bias. One person argued it didn't fit. I don't agree. But another person, like, ooh, it ticks me off. They were like, isn't that song a little too Marc with a C? And I went, what? Huh? How is that possible? And if so, doesn't that mean I have to do that? What kind of fucking excuse is that? So, like, are you mad that I'm repeating myself? Because I repeat every chorus in the song. What? So why did that one flatter and humble me? I promise these aren't humble brags. Like, no one was more shocked about this shit than me. Drunk Classic Rock Fans, this was around 2009, I think. I just don't recall. But I got a message on whatever the platform du jour was, and someone said, hey, here's some video of somebody doing your song at karaoke. And I'm like, what? And I play it, and it's, about 2009 audio quality of that kind of thing. And like, yeah, I can make this out. That is definitely somebody singing Drunk Classic Rock Fans. And then the person took a picture of the book of songs that you could choose from, and like, yeah, you're right there. I went, what? I never did this. I never lobbied for it. I've never released an instrumental version. Turns out, just a very enterprising listener went and made that, knowing that I'd be fine with it. Because that's the point. I put stuff into the world. Sometimes people do cool stuff because of it. I love it. But here's the wild part. It didn't just take off in like one venue. It is the most specific minor hit that anybody has ever had. It ended up in pretty much every karaoke book in Orlando till about 2020. Because, then it became pretty damn tough to run karaoke anything. I wonder what happened to all those karaoke hosts. Anyways, it turned into a bunch of other venues. People were going just to sing Drunk Classic Rock Fans. No offense to it, I just kind of don't hang out at karaoke. So I didn't know how far it spread until people were sending me more and more videos going, I didn't know that this song was well known, and I'm like, neither did I. And what kept happening in each video was more and more people were singing along with it, hoisting their beers in the air. Now, there's an interesting fact that I learned from Roger Daltrey's autobiography, and there might be something to it, and it might be complete bullshit. Daltrey claims that there is a chemical that's released in your brain if you sing while somebody else sings. And it's one of the only ways to definitely unlock that chemical. So if you've ever been in the middle of a sing-along with people and you're like, I'm embarrassed, but why does this feel right too? Well, it's probably that chemical. Again, if Roger Daltrey's right, but Homeboy also just kind of swings the microphone and yells. So, I don't know. Homeboy considers himself an alchemist, and I just don't even know where to begin with that. Hey, let's play more songs. So the middle of this Flowers for Analog trilogy, that's called Please Believe in Yourself, Alright. The song I'm going to play for you right now, it actually was begun probably before even the song Drunk Classic Rock Fans, but I didn't complete it for a very long time. It really meant a lot to me to get this song right. There is a long lineage of inspiration on how this song came to be, but I don't think it matters so much, honestly. What matters is what everybody else gets out of it, because I know what I meant, and the song did what I needed it to do. Hope it's okay for you today. It's one of my favorites, and I get so overcome with emotion that sometimes I just completely tank it. Let's hope today's not one of those. Or maybe if I get too overcome with emotion, you're like, this is exactly what I showed up for. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Sorry, I feel like my nose is running, but it doesn't appear to be. You ever had that happen where you're like, it kind of tickles, but it's not happening? That's me right now. Fun facts to know and tell about Marc with a C. Stump your friends? Everything I own can fit in one room. Not much of a dowry, not much that I can do. And I don't need a bit of it to get through one day. Though sometimes it's nice to have at least a couple nice things. But I digress, and you won't be impressed. Though you keep what you like for your own. It's just you deserve a better standard by which you can live. And if I could, I'd build you a home. We got everything you need, so you could relax. I built shelves for our LPs, and they'll eventually collapse. This AC is a joke, it won't make anything cold, while a bunch of my pet projects sit dusty and unsold. But I digress, it's what I do best. These things we have will not make us whole. If I numbered what I love, you'd be first on the list. And if I could, I'd build you a home. Some will just give up, go off to work. That's not easy when you're still in my bed. And some will just go away before they're just desserts. But oh my love, I would rather we scare me to death. I can't understand half their words or the whole of what they meant. And it's so hard to sleep when it's no fun being awake. There's so many things you need that I am willing to make. But I digress, this is ridiculous. I get confused and I spend too much time alone. But I want to be much better to make good on this wish. And if I could, oh, if I could, I had to double check that I turned the delay pedal off. Okay, dig it. Between me, you, and the fence post, I don't do retakes on these. That's the point. It's supposed to be live. If I fuck up, the fuck up's there. It's warts and all. Why edit it? If it's an intimate show, and that means if we were just alone, but together, I'd be nerve-wracked. I'd probably make way more mistakes. But I have noticed a pattern, mostly in the last few years. The more deeply emotionally moved I am by something I'm singing, the harder it becomes to stay on track to play it. And that's when, if you don't know, I've been dealing with a lot of health problems, but I've been dealing with some pretty crummy mental issues too. And I've had to have cheat sheets around, just in case. And sometimes that happens with, like, the songs that anybody would assume that I know the absolute best. It's weird how that happens. But anyways, I did reshoot this one. This is the second time I'm performing this show, because when I shot it the first time, I was like, yeah, I feel good about it. I mean, there were some mistakes, and I was getting ready to go into mastering the audio for you, and then I went, oh shit, I left that delay pedal on the whole fucking time. Here's why I couldn't tell, and I know you can't see it from where you're at, but I hope you'll just trust me on this. This microphone stand is placed a little precariously because at my feet are a fuckload of wires and pedals. The leg of the mic stand is literally just covering the light on the delay pedal. I had no idea it was on. And since I didn't wear headphones for most of the show, just like I'm not wearing headphones for all of the show today, it just feels more personable that way. Here I go again, on my own, possibly making a show that will be nothing but a fucking delay pedal. But how often do you get to see me fuck up? I would build you a home. I would venture to guess pretty much every time I'll ever play it. But let's move on to another one from Please Believe in Yourself, alright. Then we'll kind of jump around a little bit. This one, it's called 2 Minutes Hate. If you can relate to it, you already know what it's about. Tell everyone you know about everything you like, to make sure it's okay for you to like that thing. Gotta get their permission, or else they'll get the itching to punish you for having fun, and you're just not allowed any fun. Where the fuck have you been? We've all been in solitary for the past several years. Individual psychosis and our brand new anxious fears. Beliefs that we believe that others will pay or die for, and they won't hit so hard if we just comply and take our personal accountability on the way out of the door. Well, exaggerating this, it gets you chicken little. Oh, help share the memes while all the governments fiddle, and we'll all have public breakdowns like that one song had foretold, and they won't hit so hard if we just comply. Right? You can't distract yourself, stay plugged in all the time. Find your distraction here while staying plugged in all the time. Never look away, this reality's your fucking life. Post pictures of your kids to attract girls while you ignore your wife. Is everything so bad that you have to distract your eyes? Is everything so bad you gotta say the alarm is alright? I don't know how to pick myself up off the floor no more, when everything I've ever loved is a closing door. Everything's a setting sun, we can't call mommy, we can't find home, we're only half together, and it all came undone. I wouldn't say that you're naive, but I put it in a song. How often do you gotta make sure rock bottom before you admit that we were wrong? And by we, I mean to say all the mistakes you're gonna make every single day, assuming your chosen family's always gonna be there to stay, while I'm turbo fucked, yet we daydream like it matters and we're not turbo fucked. So we gatekeep all our stupid patterns, but get it straight, I don't even know what we're still on about. The narrative changes, opinion follows, till the rest of us just gotta sort it out. Then the information comes so fast, nobody can keep up. It ain't just me, it ain't just you, we're all at least a little stuck. In fact, we're all turbo fucked, and we pretend we'll return to normal, but we're turbo fucked. Where the hell do we get off? Turbo fucked, yet we daydream like it matters and we're not turbo fucked. So we gatekeep all our stupid patterns. Takes one to know one, not always but often enough. Sometimes when you've seen the pattern before, but often when you're just jealous. Cause if your secret ever gets out, you can't pull that crap anymore. So you gotta snuff out anyone who ever gets too close to that closet door. But it wasn't designed for skeletons, and there's already one that you live in, and you can live in both if you want. But don't call bullshit if you ever see it again or get caught. You're fake and we all know it. Won't give a chance just to watch you blow it. We'll lay our trap and we don't notice the irony, the hypocrisy that we only found you fake. Doing the exact same things. Yeah, we're all doing the exact same things. And that's bad, so we're bad and we're behind. Things weren't better way back when, but honestly, some shit was. Like TV and radio could be surprising. Oh, and once upon a time we decriminalized love. Love might become a thought crime. I'm sick of living Orwell's books, and every time I bring it up and every time I say it's fucked, I'm sick of all these dirty looks. I mean, what the actual fuck? Wasn't being alive hard enough? You did not elect them to do this, but they got to do it by lying to all of us. I guess it means they're fake and we all know it. They gave a chance just to watch us blow it. Laying a trap we didn't notice. Their irony, the hypocrisy that we've only been found fake. They're doing the exact same things. Same computers, same tablets. And that's bad, so we're bad. And we're... Never mind, I ain't gonna make sense of this shit anytime soon. Dear listeners and whoever else, you only belong to yourself. There's a reason that you're here. When you find out what it is, please hold it dear. Me? When I find out, I'll tell you in a song and probably back that up in a blog. Life has always been such a fucking slog. Why I should give up now is just not clear. So if you have an axe to grind, but it never made sense, it's time to relent. 15 years ago, I wondered how those types of folks weren't already dead. They're fake and we all know it. We give a chance just to watch them blow it. We lay a trap and we don't notice the irony, the hypocrisy that we only found you fake. Doing the exact same things. Same tablets and internet connections, that's bad. So you're bad, we're all fake and we all know it. We give a chance just to watch us blow it. We lay a trap and we don't notice the irony, the hypocrisy that we've only been found fake. Doing the exact same things. Yeah, we all are fucking fake. And that's bad, so we're bad, yet we're fine. I guess what the ever-loving fuck. That song is pretty obviously titled Fake and You Know It. Before that, Turbo Fucked in sort of a hybrid edit of many of the songs called Turbo Fucked on an album that I put out called Low Fidelity, because again, I guess I'm just difficult. And before that, 2 Minutes Hate, which I think is pretty self-explanatory if you relate to it. But I think anybody on any side of any fence probably sees what they want in the song. And honestly, why write a song and put it out for the world if you're not going to let that shit happen? I'm going to take a drink, then I'm going to tell you where we're headed next. Gonna go to a few older tunes right now. This one I haven't played for quite a while, but I'm pretty sure you wanted to hear this one. You told me you did. So, let's see what I'm made of. Now, actually, let's move that up just a little on the old fretboard. But this doesn't go back too far, but it actually goes back further than the release date might portend. But none of that matters. I want to set the scene for you, because not everybody in Phase 1, not every song in Phase 1 is from my perspective. In fact, there's less than there aren't. I could have made that easier to understand, but just go with it. Alright, so oftentimes in Phase 1, I would put myself in the shoes or perspective, or try to, of someone that I did not understand. This was, or actions I didn't understand, or a situation I'd sort of imagine if it had a personality and a brain to make decisions. In this case, though, I want you to imagine. I mean, with these songs, you can imagine whatever you want. But in this case, just to set the scene just right. Because, boy, would I hate for some of these sentiments to be mixed up as my sentiments. I want you to imagine that you're walking down whatever safest road is near you that has some houses on it. And you see sort of an older guy. And he's watering the lawn. He's using a hose, thankfully. But there's kids out, and they're playing, and the sky is blue. Not a cloud in it. And behind him, it's a pretty nice house. Not a mansion, not even a McMansion, but hey, like, doing all right kind of house. And in the driveway of that house, it ain't just a okay car. I mean, that's an okay car. And you can even see by the clothes the guy's wearing to water the lawn, he ain't really hurting for anything. But he's got that 1,000-yard stare where he doesn't notice the children. He doesn't notice the beautiful sky above him. Is he depressed? Yeah, probably. But he's the exact kind of motherfucker that goes, mental health? No such thing. Walk it off. But here he is, lost deep in thought, refusing to be in touch with his feelings, instead looking at the surface level. And when you only look at the surface level, every wound seems like it's just one band-aid away from being fixed, until you look at the complexities underneath. That's exactly what this guy ain't gonna do. Because he thinks, still, since he was little, since he could want things, that one thing could make him happy. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I think the guy would go and do with it. And I do think that you and anybody else deserve to dream their dreams and feel however the hell you want about them. And some dreams do come true. And they're amazing when they do. And some dreams come true. And you're like, fuck, this is awful. But not this guy. It's not even a dream. Now it's like a hyperfixation. But not to say he's on any spectrum where hyperfixation is healthy. And he kind of breaks that monotony up, humming a song to himself about the whole situation. I got a job, it ain't much, but it pays some of the bills. I got a big boy car that gets this grown-ass man around at will. I've got a girl, she's not bad, we both look good without clothes. I got a closet full of Dockers to fulfill my khaki Jones. But where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. I got a dog and a cat. I got 3 mortgages. I got friendly neighbors who talk about religion. I got a patch of grass to call my very own. I got a closet full of Dockers to call my very own. But where's my giant robot? And where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. 'Cause we got the technology and we've got everything we need. Truly, truly, we live in the future. There's plenty of wires, there's lots of steel. Right now I'm in all the fields because I even have to sing this song. Where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. Where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. Where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. Sha-la-la-la. Where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? The one I always wanted when I grew up. Sha-la-la-la. Where's my giant robot? Where's my giant robot? Oh, the one I always wanted when I grew up. Sha-la-la-la. I will one day give up on you. It could be tomorrow. Now I've already considered it, but I'm loyal to a fall. When your body goes out on you, then I won't have to bother with any more vague references. I can say what I want. I will try to just stop, and if I succeed, then I'm not stopping anything. That's not what stop means. I will try to just stop, always trying to please, 'cause I can't keep taking into account how I'll make you feel. When trolling and negativity are the styles of the times, the most punk rock thing to do is just be nice. Or I will one day give up on you. It could be tomorrow. I've already considered it, but I'm loyal to a fault. When your body goes out on you, then I won't have to bother with any more vague references. I can say what I want. I will try to just stop, and if I succeed, then I'm not stopping anything. That's not what stop means. I will try to just stop, always trying to please. I can't keep taking into account how I make you feel. Try to Just Stop, which kicks off a 10-song story album called Motherfuckers Be Bullshittin'. When I was able to do in-person shows, never failed. It didn't matter what I did. If the show was especially bombing, because, hey, let's face it, this ain't a typical thing I do, right? I do not normal things. Even when I'm holding instruments, it's not always the normal thing one would do with it. Songwriting-wise, of course. Not playing skill. We won't even pretend otherwise. But no matter what happened in a show, if People were just sitting on their hands, and I got like 6 songs in. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play something from the album Motherfuckers Be Bullshitting. Like, it wasn't just cheering, it was like, blah! And also gasps, like people going, you can do that? You can name an album that? My favorite thing that came of it, if you don't know, is I got hate mail. And though I forget a lot now, this one is so seared on my brain, there is no other way I could look at it. You ready? The title of this email was, Motherfuckers Be Bullshittin' Should Come with an Explicit Warning Label. What do you even do with that, right? I figure it's right on the cover, but hey. I don't have the ability to look through that perspective, no matter how hard I try. Here's another one from Thanatophobia. But this is, a lot of the stuff on Thanatophobia might seem dark, withdrawn, complaining even. But it has to be. It's working through something. Working through something that is only sort of pinpointed, eventually. But I left it this open-ended, the whole thing, because I want the listener, you, or anybody else, I want you to be able to find what you need in it, if you need something from it. But this is one that I actually will open up and talk ever so slightly about, and it's going to be a bit of a downer, but not for long. I had a really awful thing happen to me by a doctor. So much so, like it was so awful, that, and I will not describe it itself, but it would fall under sexual abuse, and it definitely called for a malpractice suit. However, if you've ever looked into the laws of starting a malpractice suit in Florida, that is left for the rich, and the rich will fail every fucking time. There are just not successful malpractice suits in Florida any longer. So this was one where I just had to take it. But it wasn't until I kind of noticed a team surrounding me that it started to dawn on me just how bad this really was. And people asking if I'm okay, and I'm like, why wouldn't I be? Like, well, you're fucking with your phone, but, and then they would go, this just happened. And I went, now the whole part I was surprised about was, yeah, you're right, I'm dicking with my phone. And it turns out I was beginning this song. Didn't finish it that day, but when I looked at the couplets, I went, this is weirdly triumphant, but also convoluted. Exactly like trying to get better from anything is. So just like one of these are going to be your day, I ended up finishing this tune for hope. Then why did I put it out? Because it's my hope that someone else, who maybe doesn't think that it's okay to speak up for the mistreatment that they're dealing with, going through, but definitely don't deserve, maybe it can be their rallying cry. Even if it's just one person, and I'm serious about that, even if it's just one person, and that person happens to be me, or happens to be you, it did its job. Unfortunately, it doesn't solve the problems of all the shitheads that put us in these positions. But it's nice to have a tune to hum when you know it's coming. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I'm not dumb enough to let you in. I also didn't know it's a competition. Though you took away more than your money could ever buy, you're gonna have to kill me before I lay down and die. Some things ought to be said. Projection often paves the way that takes so much functionality, it's barely leaving eyes. You're gonna have to kill me before I lay down and die. I didn't have a fight in me, myself better than you know most of your lives. You're gonna have to kill me before I lay down and die. But why should I lay down at all if I was fairly standard from day one? Be careful what you're fighting for, because there's a few battles coming that you'll wish that you never won. And no one ought to have to say this, no one should ever have to think this, but if it's all that's between you and going towards the fucking light, just say you're gonna have to kill me before I lay down and die. 'Cause if you think you're worth saving, you are. If you think you aren't worth it, you're wrong. But there's gonna be some people and some places and things to remind. They're gonna have to kill you before you lay down and die. Besides, if you think I'm gonna give up, you ain't met me. No matter the strength or the nobility, pretend that you're amazing, and you are it many times. Lay your burdens on me until I'm paralyzed. Set up an empath to get the self-esteem that passed you by. Confuse them which feeling's yours, which one's thine. Take the meds and the food that we need to stay alive, just to prove that you want them to stay alive. Then reject the evidence of your very own ears. Ears and eyes, fuck that. You're gonna have to kill me before I lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down and die. I won't lay down, I won't lay down. And got a crush on a girl named Donna Pinciotti, and I wanna take her home and play a badass game of Yahtzee. Her real name is Laura, but I just want another chance to not make so much noise next time I'm going through her trash. I'd make her a bowl of soup just to hear the gal say thanks. I bet any amount of money that she shags like a minx, but I'm just a normal guy, I'll never get the chance to undo her polyester blouse and get into those 70s pants. Oh, Laura, I need medicine. Laura, be my Vicodin. Laura, you're my Demerol. I wanna wash you down with alcohol. Laura, be my Nembutal. Laura, you're my two-and-all. Laura is my bag of reds. Oh, Laura, you're my favorite redhead. I'm not obsessed, but I just got a tattoo of your name across my scrotum. And if you don't like this song, we can't pretend I haven't wrote 'em. You could dress up like Kiss, I wouldn't mind doing your makeup. We could talk about Eric and all the things that cause your breakups. And I even loved you in that stupid Gap commercial. And if for a second you might allow me to get personal, I kept a used tube of lipstick you once threw away. So now I'm gonna clone you using your lips' DNA, but not in a creepy way. Oh, Laura, I need medicine. Laura, be my Vicodin. Laura, you're my Demerol. I wanna wash you down with alcohol. Laura, be my Nembutal. Laura, you're my two-and-all. Laura is my bag of reds. Oh, Laura, you're my favorite redhead. But how, really, how would I tell Laura? How could I break it to her? Maybe I should lobby to have this song changed. Changed to some bigger status. Maybe I should lobby for this to be the brand new national anthem. Just imagine it. You're at a baseball game. You're there with your grandma, and she busts out with the, "I'm not obsessed." Nah. Maybe that's not so good. Okay? Different idea. 'Cause maybe every other person named Laura, or Donna, might go, "That song's about me." And that shit goes to people's heads sometimes. That's not always so good either. And besides that, look, I think anybody can agree, Laura is quite nice looking. I can't be the only person that feels that way. So maybe I'll rewrite this song, make it simpler, and that is what I'll lobby to be our new national anthem. I'll just dumb the lyrics down. I mean, they were already pretty dumb. Let's really dumb these down. Laura, 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 this is the national anthem. We love Laura, 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 this is our national anthem. We hope you are not freaked out. Okay. I don't really know if it's appropriate to change this song into a national anthem, but maybe it can be the national anthem of the sovereign nation of Marklandia? No, it can't, because there's no such fucking place. I guess it'll just have to be a song that I'm kind of embarrassed about that I wrote a long time ago, that I keep playing because some people enjoy it. And I hope Laura Prepon forgives me one day if she ever hears it. And a question crossed my mind while I watched your rerun tapes. Beep! This replacement lyric is totally kid-safe. Laura, I need medicine. Laura, be my Vicodin. Laura, you're my Demerol. I wanna wash you down with alcohol. Laura, be my Nembutal. Laura, you're my Tuinol. Laura is my bag of reds. Oh, Laura, let me give you head. Well, that was going swell until I screwed up the last part of the bridge. Anyways, let me do it again for you in case you want to, like, Frankenstein your perfect version of Laura, I Need Medicine. And a question crossed my mind while I watched your rerun tapes. Beep! This replacement lyric is totally kid-safe. Now, why did I put that line in? Well, I had to do it once on the fly, and then I loved it so much that I went, that's staying. All right. Let me tell you how. I'm going to set the scene for you, and then we're going to move on. And I think you know what's coming. All right. This is a show that I was booked for, and I'll admit, I took the gig because I needed the money. Now, I found myself in tons of positions where, despite my catalog being what it is, and you can't really miss what I do, I would get booked all the time and have some, like, promoter, somebody tell me, like, as I'm walking on the stage, oh, by the way, you can't swear. Have a good show. I'm like, what? How do you do this fucking job, person? I could tell you many tales about that. Sometimes it was listeners that would book me, like hardcore listeners, and they'd say on the way to the stage, by the way, don't swear, there's kids here. And I always try to respect that, of course. I'm not going to get into sappy stuff about the children or the future, but still, why be a dick to a kid? I don't want to be a dick to a kid. I don't want to know anybody who wants to be a dick to a kid. I get booked for a show that's sort of like a holiday fair, and promoter says two things. One, I really want you to do holiday songs because those you probably don't have to edit. You've written a lot of winter-themed songs, right? So could you play a set of those? Also, since you can't swear, would you do me a favor and play the song Laura, I Need Medicine? Because I think it's clean. And I wasn't really thinking at the time, and I went, sure. And I took the gig, and then I was trying to put together this set list, and I could not figure out where to put that song in the set. Anyways, the day comes to play the show. It's kind of a festival, kind of not, but there are some chairs, and once the rain clears up, because it's Florida, and, you know, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of children, I mean, maybe 8 to 10 of them, around the ages of 6 to 10, I'm guessing. They're sitting there with rapt attention. I'm playing stuff like Freezing in Florida, and they're like, yeah, digging it. I'm playing Stairway to Rudolph. They're all about it. And I'm going, I'm going to skip Laura, I Need Medicine today. I cannot look these kids in the face and sing one of the two variations that line used to be. One was, and a question crossed my mind while I watched you rerun tapes. I just gotta know, does the carpet match the drapes? Alright. Or I could change it to the other line. which was, and a question crossed my mind while I watched your rerun tapes. I just gotta know, does she take it on the face? So of course, in good conscience, I could not look at these children and do this line. And I'm looking around, and I'm looking for the promoter, and she's not there. And I'm like, wait, I think I can fake it. I think I can get away with not doing Laura, I Need Medicine. Even better, heck, maybe I can put in a song that I want to play. And just as I'm thinking this and about to jump in, and I don't remember what the song was that I was going to replace it with. I don't remember what that track was because I couldn't really complete the thought. Promoter appears out of nowhere, and it's like she hovered right in there. And first, she cups her hands around her mouth and she goes, Laura! And I'm hoping for a split second that she's seen somebody who's standing right behind me named Laura and she's trying to get their attention. Of course, that's not what she did. She finished her request. I need medicine! And I'm like, yeah, I guess, but this ain't the time for me to say that. You booked me. Thanks for doing that. Crap, I gotta play this song now. So I get to that line, and I'm looking all these kids in the face, and I know I need to edit it. I know I have to. But how? Into what? And that's how we got the line, this replacement lyric is totally kids safe. However, the irony eventually hit me on the way home. Why did you censor that part? There's shags like a Manx, taking off pants, and most of all, the chorus is a fucking laundry list of drugs one might do recreationally. I mean, I know a lot of them have been discontinued, but I don't think it's appropriate for me to tell a whole bunch of kids about all the drugs that one... Alright, so that's the lore behind Laura, I Need Medicine getting revamped constantly. Hope you enjoyed it. But right now, even if you didn't, let's try to bring it home and stick the landing. It's time for 3 things to remember about Marc with a C, assuming I get to control any of that. Number 1, by way of being here, you're supporting. Thank you for that. I really can't ask for more than that. However, if you would like to support further, the only thing I can say is word of mouth really matters. So if you share the parts that mean the most to you with who you deem the most like-minded people that might get it, this might grow, reach more people. And also, it's fine if you don't. Everything is just as popular as it's probably meant to be at that time. Number 2. Now look, I know I'm preaching to the choir when I say this, but I gotta say it because I feel that as even the tiniest amount of being a public figure, I have a responsibility. Also, somehow there was a pandemic and people like these crime rates did not fall, so we need reminders, apparently, that acquiring enthusiastic consent before any sexual activity is never optional, it's always fucking mandatory. And secondly, your body and every single choice that surrounds it belongs to you and only you, and I could give a good goddamn less what any lawmaker, priest, holy book, or deity has to say about it. They gave you a body, they gave you free will, that's assuming you believe. Doesn't matter what I think about it. The only thing I think is your body is yours. Treat it that way, please. And number 3, there's not really a way to wrap this up so well, but I'm going to play you one of the songs that people asked the most for over all the years that I did Marc with a C shows, and I hope you'll like it too. This one, it's so out of date that it's almost comical on that front. Almost. But I'm not just saying this song was asked for a lot when it came out in 2006. No, not just then. I mean, this song was asked for a lot. Down to 2016, 2017. Down to the 20th anniversary, Marc with a C show. Down to what ended up being the final show that I did in Phase 1 in front of people in Minnesota. Because, lockdown happened, I had to go home, all that stuff. Was going to tour, it just didn't happen. When I really looked it in the face and tried to figure out what works about this song now. I mean, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth because So many people work so many years, so hard to make a song that someone else might like, and I'm lucky enough that, hey, it may not be a ton of people, but I got a handful that a whole bunch of people like. That's better than I ever dreamed, honestly. I didn't think I could ever achieve that. Today, I go, well, I'll never achieve it again. Doesn't matter if I think that. It just matters that I keep going the best way that I can. But when I thought about this song, Life's So Hard, and what people might still get out of it today in 2024, I think we might all just miss being able to emote publicly and not be looked down, condescended to. People not looking down their nose on it. When a teenager does it, most people go, well, that's just a teenager, right? But do you remember how those emotions crushed you as a teenager? If we can put stock into midlife crises because of changing hormones or the absence of them, if we can look at ladies in menopause and understand that those hormones are putting them in an absolutely crushing, devastating pattern, why the fuck can't we do it for teenagers? I don't know why. What I do know is this: letting things out often helps. And I think that the bulk of us probably miss that. Because now when you do it, too easy to be looked at as whiny. Depending on who's looking at you, snowflake. One of the worst things you can do in public right now is, it seems, have feelings. I've never been one for going along with trends, so I'm going to remind you and everybody else, anybody who sees this, thank you for being you. And if you've got it in you, and it hurts nobody, and it makes you feel a little bit better, there's a chance that might make the world a little better. Might be the cup in the ocean that ends up mattering. Because it's gonna sink one day, and it goes, and then it plugs that leak in that fucking BP oil thing. Look, I didn't think that analogy out, but whatever. Here's the song Life's So Hard, and yeah, we'll do some bonus features in a few minutes if you're into it. I'm so sad, I've gotta write in my life journal, then you'll know my pain. I'm so low, I gotta send out a MySpace bulletin. It's a chain letter, and I'll just die if you break the chain. It's true. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard. I got dumped by my first girlfriend. My life's over 'cause I had to take the trash out, but I didn't, so now I'm not allowed to go to the Warped Tour. I denounce God. Oh. And P.S. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, I can't go on, but the internet is there for me when all my friends say I'm a drama queen. The internet's a good way to make friends without ever having to talk to them. All the kids get together and sing, and you can sing it too. As a matter of fact, I think that might be the most entertaining way that I can remain interactive. wherever you are, whoever you are. Maybe you're Michael Orr even. Wouldn't it be cool? Let's say you're in, I don't know, a public library watching this on the public library computer, and you've got the headphones in, and then you just burst into song, and everybody's shushing you, but you can't hear it because you're lost in song. You're lost in that good time. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find out if Roger Daltrey was right, and some wacky chemical gets released in your brain, and you feel better. And maybe you already felt good that day. But who doesn't want to feel at least a little bit better? I'm Mark. You're fantastic. Thank you for everything. 1, 2, 3, let's sing. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so... 2 more times. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard. I'm so sad, I'm 15. Life's so hard, life's so hard for me. In this friendly, friendly world, with each day so full of joy, why should any hearts be lonely? In this friendly, friendly world, with each night so full of dreams, why should any heart be afraid? The world is such a wonderful place to wander through, when you've got someone you love to wander along with you. In the sky so full of stars, and the river so full of song, where every heart should be so thankful. Thankful for this friendly, friendly world. Thankful for this friendly, friendly world. I thank you for this friendly, friendly world. And I do. Thank you. Hope you like the show. Have a great one. What? You still here? Oh, that's probably because I mentioned bonus features. Well, then let's do a few, shall we? What I try to do in at least once, even if it's tiny, in every performance, and I'm not saying like I've written so many great songs. No, I don't mean it like that. I like to take hardcore listeners by surprise, trying to throw in a bit of a wild card song, something that there is no chance anybody walked into the building expecting, but nobody's really upset about it either, and they're going, what? That's cool. And since I'm not able to tour, then, well, this is as close as I can get to that. So, if you are looking for as deep into the obscurities as possible, this might crest somewhere in there. Here's a ridiculous one. I got spontaneous pneumothorax. Guess that means my lungs collapsed. I was spitting and sputtering like a broken down fax, and it cost $1 million, not including tax. And they tell me I should never really take up the sax, it just might make the lung collapse. Couldn't take a crap for 5 days. Couldn't take a crap for 5 days. Watched nothing but Jeopardy for 5 whole days, and I stayed in bed for 5 whole days, cause I got spontaneous pneumothorax. I guess it means my lungs collapsed. I was spitting and sputtering like a broken down fax, and it cost $1 million, not including tax. Well, they tell me I should never really take up the sax, it just might make my lung collapse. The doctor came into my hospital room, oh, the doctor came into my hospital room, said, Mark, 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 with a C, C, C. I said, you sound like a hair-lipped dog when you say Mark, Mark, Mark. He said, turn off Jeopardy, Mark. He said, turn off Jeopardy, Mark. He said, turn off Jeopardy, Mark. Oh, he said, turn off Jeopardy, Mark. Then he said, no more acid, no more booze, no more chasing after little floozies at the Bithlow Rodeo. No more pot and no more coke, 'cause I got spontaneous pneumothorax. I guess that means my lung collapsed. I was spitting and sputtering like a broken down fax. And it cost $1 million, not including tax. And they tell me I should never really take up the sax, it just might make my lung collapse. They tell me I should never really take up the sax, it just might make my lung collapse. Not including tax. So here is just a few more. I think there is I think this is probably one you asked for, so really hope. Yeah, I'll do it without the capo today. Really hope you enjoy it. Now, I don't perform this song so much anymore. It kind of falls into the Life So Hard territory, but it's more like I wrote this for a very specific period of time when I did not think vinyl records were coming back. I genuinely had, I mean, I hoped, but now it's like, okay, I really like the band Clutch, right? And they finally got their very first full album released on vinyl. It's been years where they've been trying to wrestle the rights to put it out away from the giant conglomerate label that owned it, who wouldn't fucking do anything with it. As a result, this record cost $60 fucking dollars. I'm not saying it's not a good record, but what the actual shit? That ain't even 45 minutes of music. Think about how much you are paying per minute. Also, I took the bait because I love Clutch, and I didn't have the money to do that. I'm just hoping that they finally put Pure Rock Fury on vinyl so I can be done with the collector scum mindset. Anyways, when I wrote this song, the lyrics were roughly true. Doesn't mean I looked down my nose at any of the other acts. It just meant this was how I felt at the time. And now I feel that way too, assuming that there's any place where this song is still true. And if you know of a place, please let me know. There's $5 in my pocket now, what can I do? I'll find the nearest thrift store and I'll start to peruse through their used records, all of those vinyl memories. Well, they might be all scratched up, but they still sound good to me. Now you might want the latest Eminem CD, but I'm gonna settle for King of Rock by Run DMC. It'll run you $20 for some Avril Lavigne, but for $1 I'll take Tapestry by Carole King. I like music on records the best, yeah, and once you get the fever, it's a never-ending quest. I like music on vinyl the most. Let's go retro lo-fi from coast to coast. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh, oh. Now cities can be convenient, you got me there, that's true, but it ain't the way that I prefer to jam out to the Who. Take that live Nirvana record, for instance. It even comes with an extra track. Country rock and roll sounds better on 12 inches of wax. I like music on records the best, yeah, and once you get that fever, it's a never-ending quest. I like music on vinyl the most. Let's go retro lo-fi from coast to coast. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh. Ba-dip, 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 whoa. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh, oh. Say you don't have a record player? That's no excuse. Mark with a C knew where you could find one of those fairly cheaply too. So if you're sitting at home and you're all alone and you got that certain itch, Don't forget the other kind of hard and black 12-inch, 'cause I like music on records the best. Yeah, and once you get the fever, it's a never-ending quest. I like music on vinyl the most. Let's go retro lo-fi from coast to coast. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh. Ba-dip, 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 whoa. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh, oh. One more time. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh. Ba-dip, 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 whoa. Ba-dip, 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 whoa, oh, oh. I don't know the mind of God, but I know I'm not supposed to. I was born knowing how to breathe with no manual for what else I'm supposed to do. So I try to only do what I won't regret on my deathbed, or any bed at all, because when it comes to me, I don't forgive myself, and I don't forget. Now, I only brought up God to illustrate the following point. Yes, religion is subjective, but really, so is joy. Meanwhile, pain is universal, ain't no one exempt. Even masochists get safe words they can use when they're punished. You know who else that also goes for the sadist? I was never with it, yet they change what with it is. I don't wanna hurt anyone. I punished myself plenty already, according to my therapist. I admit I don't know everything. I hope I never claimed that I did. In fact, anything at all that I've ever claimed to get, I fucking don't. They change society so often, some words no longer apply. Yet avoiding hurting others is still and will remain my favorite pastime. I was never with it, still they changed what with it is. I don't wanna hurt anyone. I punished myself plenty already, according to my therapist. Thank you so much. If you're this deep in a Marc with a C anything, that means that you think differently. We're in a whole bunch of quagmires as human beings right now, but thinking differently is what's gonna save the day. If you're this deep in a Marc with a C anything, that means that at least in some way, we're kindred. It may be a really specific thing that we'd never land on, but it means we're at least a little kindred. Or you're just fascinated by this train wreck. I don't think it's that one. And if you're this deep in a Marc with a C anything, you're at least a little bit of a misfit. And all of these things mean that you're my kind of people. And that means that I have love in my heart for you. So if nobody else told you today, please allow me to do it for you. Love you. Thank you for being you. Live your truth as a misfit, unapologetically, fearlessly, because you and who you are fucking matters. This show's dedicated to Michael Orr. Thanks for making it happen. I'm Mark, and I'm honored to get to do this for you. It's been a pleasure. Please take care of yourself and absolutely everything you love, cherish, and care about. I hope this was good for you too. I had a great time doing this show. Well, let's just put that there. My empire is crumbling, as you can see. Sincerely, thank you for everything. This was a great time for me. I hope it's what you needed it to be, what you wanted it to be, but more than anything, even if it's not those things, I hope it was a good distraction from all the bullshit happening outside of our windows. Much love to you, and I'll see you next time, my friend.